My career started in sales and moved quite quickly into logistics and warehousing. And from there, extended into supply chain and operations as well. Worked across multiple market sectors, automotive. I've worked for Peugeot, Citroën, and more recently for data center infrastructure as well via Eaton, who are a global business. And I've always tried to keep myself working in multiple markets so that the skills that I learn from each can be transitional between the two. I joined Amulet Hotkey in October 2020. Unfortunately, at that time, I'd just been made redundant due to the COVID pandemic and the impact on the previous business that I worked for. And so this was a great opportunity to come and work in a new market with exciting products and solutions. And my role as global supply chain manager sees me responsible for the logistics, supply chain, compliance and operations teams globally as we look to basically try and make our business as efficient as we possibly can as we support many markets with our solutions. I think the thing that I most like working about with Amulet Hotkey is the people and the specialist skills that they each bring. It isn't just a one-person show. We need absolutely multiple people with multiple skill sets to basically deliver the solutions that we do for Amulet Hotkey to our partners. I also like the global reach that the company has, whether that be with our technology partners such as Dell, Intel, HP, Teradici, NVIDIA, or whether it be through the software partners that we utilize as well, which is again Teradici, Stratadesk, Leostream, VMware, etc. And also the fact that we support critical infrastructure solutions globally with some of the biggest names in their fields worldwide. The biggest challenge that I faced in this current role, without doubt, is the electronic supply chain and the impact that the COVID pandemic and subsequently, unfortunately, the war has had on the supply chains, whether that be logistics and actually getting parts from A to B, or whether or not it's actually been able to get the parts that you actually require and manufactured. We've seen massive changes to what's an NCNR status, which requires much more efficient planning from us and a much further outlook as well to be able to still provide those solutions to our customers in a timely manner. There's two ways, by offering our remote access solutions, which are targeted to enable even the most intense user cases remotely, and also by developing our own product solutions to provide greater data processing power in a smaller profile, thereby reducing the cost for our market as well. With VPN moving more towards its end of life, we're going to be seeing, and we are seeing, a rapid move to zero trust and remote access as the concerns around data security obviously only grow with more and more markets and more businesses remote working and being able to protect their assets and their interests that way. In the industry, with the impact of the COVID pandemic and the subsequent war impact, we've certainly seen a huge impact on the global supply chains and logistics, not just for us, but for many of our partners and majority of people worldwide. We've also seen as a business a slowdown during the COVID pandemic of large projects, particularly within infrastructure and trading floors. We're just starting to see the light of day again now, which is great. As a company, we can see that there's a move from the VPN to zero trust, and the move in the near future from hardware to software solutions. Our own business has seen an expansion during the COVID pandemic of M&E business, which was a market that we didn't have too much of earlier. And as a business as well, we're continuing to onboard new talent to drive the company forward and bring those skill sets to the fore so that we can offer the best service and solutions to our customers. I've always looked up to those who work hard, aim high, and continue in their path to generate success for themselves, their customers, and their partners. Key standouts for me are companies like Mercedes-Benz Petronas F1 team, as an example, and perhaps individuals such as Arnold Schwarzenegger and Cristiano Ronaldo, who kind of share that same work ethic, that drive and commitment to always move forward, adopt change, and just be better each day. It depends on the day. We have quite varied days. If I'm multitasking, then typically I'll work in silence and move those forward. If I'm performing a little bit more in depth, whether it be data analytics, deep dives, or more complicated projects, then I will probably put the iPod on and listen to some music. Probably something fairly calming and innocuous, like a movie soundtrack in the background.